lead to your guilt or your conviction. So you are acquitted. And the last is conviction. When you say conviction, it is when, after the trial, the evidence leads to your guilt, and so the judge finds you guilty. And it is only when a person is found guilty that punishment follows. And in criminal law, punishment is not a gift. It is not something that is pleasant. It is not something that comes as a welcoming situation. It is always an infliction of pain, of some unpleasantness on the person found guilty. That defines the coerciveness of criminal law. Criminal law is very coercive, and its coerciveness is seen mostly in the punishment we impose on those who are found guilty. The commonest we find is imprisonment. I'm not sure any of us here ever dreams of being imprisoned even for an hour, because it is an unpleasant situation. That is what criminal law does. So we have fines, we have imprisonment, we have death penalty, we have probation, we have being liable to supervision by police officers. We have other ones we call, you are signing a bond to be of good behavior so that you will not repeat your offense and all that. These are all kinds of punishment that are known in our criminal law. Now, I did mention that today, or even before today, people have tried to justify punishment, and it has brought about a lot of theoretical debate, people trying to justify why society can inflict punishment on people who violate the criminal law. This has led to different schools of thought, and we have those who believe that once a person has been found guilty of a criminal offense, the person must be punished, and we don't have to find any reason for punishing him. The only reason is that you have been found guilty of violating our criminal law, so you must be punished. And I told you that that is what you call retribution or retributive theory. Retribution means vengeance. Retribution means retaliation. Now, when you are retaliating, you don't have a reason for retaliating. You are retaliating because there has been a previous hurt or previous offense. So you step on my foot, I retaliate because you have done something wrong against me. That is vengeful, that is vengeance. So retaliation is rooted in the concept of vengeance or retribution. And that means that we are only punishing you because you have done something wrong. We don't want to find any reason for that. Now, when we look at the other school, which is utilitarian principles or utilitarianism, they want to find some usefulness as a basis for inflicting punishment on people. They always ask why. Why? Why do we punish somebody? Why do we punish a person for violating our criminal law? So we want to say that whilst retributive theory sees punishment as an end in itself, utilitarian principles see punishment as a means to an end. Now, some of the ends that utilitarian principles try to achieve are deterrence. We want to deter people from committing the kind of crime that you have committed. And so when you look at the book carefully, you will see that deterrence runs on two basic levels. The first is specific deterrence. Specific deterrence means we are specifically deterring you the criminal so that you will not repeat your, your crime. And that is what we call preventing recidivism. When we say recidivism, that is where somebody who has been committed of a crime falls back into crime. The person has committed a crime, we have punished him, and he falls back into crime. Recidivism. So if you want to deter somebody, you deter him from falling back into crime. Then we have general deterrence, which means that we are using the particular offender as a scapegoat to tell the whole of the world that indeed what this person has done is wrong, so nobody should imitate him. That is general deterrence. So deterrence as a concept means we want to deter the commission or repetition of crime. We have another one I mentioned, we have rehabilitation. Rehabilitation means that every criminal is a sick person. When we say you are sick, it means that you are a deviant. Deviant means your ways are not compatible with what we consider to be moral or acceptable standards of life. And so we want to use punishment to bring you back onto acceptable track. That is, we are rehabilitating or we are reforming you. And this issue of rehabilitation is a very problematic one. I remember in my presentation at the just ended Public Lawyers Conference, the issue of trying to use punishment to reform was a very critical one that most of the lawyers during question time asked me, why do we not punish a person who has committed a crime? Punish him. Why do you say you are reforming him? This person has parents. They couldn't reform him. He attends church or mosque. That couldn't reform him. He has heard a lot of preaching on radio. That couldn't reform him. Why should we use the prisons to reform? But we know that sometimes you can have a whole lot of pieces of advice, but that may not reform. It is when you have gone wrong and you have been punished that the pain reminds you of the need to change your ways. So it is a debate that is ongoing. Now, apart from reforming the person, we try to also, under utilitarian principle, we call something restorative justice. When we say restorative justice, it means it is an approach whereby we create a platform for an offender and the victim of the offense to meet, so that they talk to each other. The victim will have the opportunity to express how much he has been offended, how much he has been hurt, so that the offender will take the opportunity to render apology and to compensate where necessary, to ensure that there can be some form of reconciliation and reparation or repair of the wrong. The debate continues amongst lawyers, amongst scholars. But whatever it is, criminal punishment is there. Whether we are able to justify it or not, it is there. And whether these theories work in practice or not, nobody can tell. Because if I'm a judge and I am sentencing you to 5 years, I sentence you to hard labor, go to the prisons. When you go there, I don't know their programs that they run. That is their problem. Then you go and you come back. So that is what we did for criminal punishment. Please read these